2, 1.
AM in the PM only on A2D Radio. Tom and Brett, these guys are fucking awesome.
Tom and Greg, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. We are live from the Real Talk Studios, like we are every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Greg Milakovic, Ryan Brodo, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. The family out there joining us. We got a ton to talk about tonight. MLB Hall of Fame. Because I got some questions. I got some issues with voters going outside who got in. I have no problem with who got in. But I just got issues with guys still being on and about. That's my issue when you talk about the MLB Hall of Fame. Early Super Bowl preview. We'll give you your predictions, score, players of the game, some good prop bets, the whole nine when it comes to that. Sixers trade rumors. I know the Fix guys covered it earlier. We're going to double dip it, talk about it a little bit on our second part of our conversation when it comes to Sixers. And our lead topic, Sixers, Raptors recap. And it was a game, in the third quarter and probably even late into it that you felt good. Yeah. You were feeling good, even with the loss of Josh Richardson. And things went south quick in that basketball game, and it all started at around the 2:30-ish mark when Brett tried to sub all them out because they were playing the whole third quarter, and he couldn't get him out because there was no stoppage.
Yeah.
No stoppage, period. I've never seen it. When three guys go to the scores table, there's a stoppage within 30 seconds.
Yep.
45 tops. Our poll question, the Sixers will be okay once Joel Embiid returns. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Chime in. Vote, comment. We'll read off everything tonight. And listen, for the podcast people, we're everywhere. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iTunes, everywhere. Is it enough? So, to the poll, the Sixers will be okay once Joel Embiid returns. Agree or disagree?
I agree. I think they're okay now.
Now do you double dip it and say when Joel and Josh Richardson return? Like how many times can we had two polls going in?
Yeah.
One for a win, one for a loss, and then another guy goes down.
Right.
Which is probably a 2 week or minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The
hammy, groin area. Yeah. I think it's more hammy than groin, but yeah.
I mean, the good thing about it when you talk about Josh Richardson is he's a younger player.
Yeah.
And usually you're not going to be it's
not going to linger.
Yeah. I don't think a 3-4 week injury if you get the right treatment early. But go ahead to the poll. The Sixers will be okay once Joel Embiid returns. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. And up until, as we just mentioned, that Richardson lost for a couple weeks, it's the team was still fine even without him currently. We always knew that this game tonight was going to be a tough game, whether you had a full Richardson or not. I mean, there was a reason the spread was 7 points. Just at home, the Raptors are very good, and we struggle up there. What would they say at the end of the game? We haven't won up there in 15 regular season attempts or something like that.
Regular season games. Yeah.
So it's a tough to place up there with Joel.
Yeah, we see
without
that
him.
too.
So when he comes back, I agree they're going to be fine because I still think they're fine now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Miami won or not tonight. I know they were losing at one point, but you're talking about your game and a half out of the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Nothing's crazy here. Everything's still in your control in a way, and your best player hasn't been on the court. I thought they played better on the road. But you can only get away with so much. This team isn't deep enough to lose to Josh Richardson too. You're already down. You're one of your best players, if not your best, however you want to do it. And then Josh Richardson goes down. So where's your scoring coming
Especially so early in the game too. Like it's not like
4 minutes in.
Yeah, 4 minutes in. So like you're going in with a game plan with Josh is a big part of that. And then 4 minutes in,
Goodbye. And comes Shake Milton, who hasn't played in seems like forever.
What, Trevor Harris, hold on. He says, hey, Tom, have you purchased a plane ticket to fight White Sox Dave, a.k.a. Dave Williams? No, I have not. I have not. And I'm not going to get into semantics on what happened. All I'm going to tell you is I'm in a group message.
It happened fast.
And it came through. And then there was arguing about Adam Dunn in that group message. And it fired me up. And I was in here. And I said, screw it. I'll just do a video yelling and screaming about it. And for the first time on no notes, some notes should have been.
You were due. You were due.
I was due. I mean, I do a lot of freaking videos, baby.
A long time coming.
And I'll take the heat. I screwed up. I messed up. I bought into the hype. So
happened so fast.
Well done, Tristan. Comment of the night.
No,
First
it's great.
comment off.
Want to be okay once Joel returns?
Yeah, I completely agree. From doing the show earlier and looking, even coming off of Ben Simmons' great performance against the Nets, doing the show earlier, I sensed a lot of panic, which I honestly didn't expect coming off of because that was obviously before the loss tonight. And granted, listen, anytime the Sixers are going to lose, whether it's in Toronto or at home, there's going to be panic. That's the way Philadelphia is wired. We get it. We know the expectations for this team. But, we had people earlier talking about, if we had the bet on it now, they might be a one-and-done basketball team in the playoffs. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm a betting man, I'm thinking to myself, there's a better chance that we're going to the NBA Finals than going one and done. And I get it. We've had some really, really bad losses. Yeah. But at the end of the day, who has it? Like we talked about with Ralph, his Lakers. They just laid 2 eggs, or complete duds. Number one against the Boston Celtics, where they were embarrassed, and then last Wednesday, they lost the friggin' Magic at home. Uh-huh. So that's a really good basketball team. You could say about the Lakers, or you could talk about the Bucks, to where they laid an egg against us on Christmas, prime time. Giannis did not have a good game, to where
Heat won. Sorry.
The NBA season, it's a long grind. That's why people, and I think it's justified at times, where people say the NBA season really doesn't matter until February, March. You know what I'm saying? The late portions. Once you see the full rosters take shape, the NBA trading deadline, pass by. For people to say, that, Ben Simmons is doing fine now, but it's just the Nets. Number one, I don't give a damn if it's at the Nets on the road or at home versus the Nuggets, or at home. What I care about, it's the same thing with the NFL, where people say, Carson did it against the Giants and the Redskins. You have to play who's on your schedule. It doesn't matter to me.
In the NBA, even more so, you're going to lose to some of these teams.
Of course.
It's a team that hasn't played well in Brooklyn too often, and laid a dud up there not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
True. Lost by 25 points.
It's a great game from him. Now, do I expect him to translate that game against Toronto on the road?
No.
No, not yet. That's where you needed the likes of Joel. You needed Josh Richardson, because Van Vliet freaking exposed Raul late in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can cover. He's not going to be able to cover him.
No.
When you're talking about a Josh Richardson, I mean, he's up in you.
Yep.
He palmsy. He defends passing lanes. I mean, all the things that you want. And Ben the same way. I mean, they're 2 damn good defenders on the perimeter, and not having one of them hurts you, and no Joel hurts you. This game I would have been a little bit more critical of if you didn't have, if you had Josh Richardson.
Right.
Yep.
I would have came on a lot more critical when he went down 4 minutes in. I mean, it's hard for me to be critical now. I mean, how many, this team isn't deep enough. So you look at your scoring production tonight. You got double digits from Ben, okay? You got double digits from Tobias, had a good game, and Matisse played well-ish offensively.
Yeah. Made some shots in
and
the fourth.
And then Furkan had 17, and then I think Milton had 10, but I think he was 3 for 10 shooting.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, where's your production coming from?
Well,
you take away a 15, possibly 20-point game from Josh Richardson, and then you take out Joel. This team isn't built for that.
Yeah. And if people were looking
and
for
not
somebody,
many teams are.
No.
Yeah, you're fine. And if you're looking for somebody to blame, because I've already seen, we talked about this before we went on the air, like, people are going to be coming after Ben Simmons and everything, taking shots at him. Well, if you want to take shots at somebody, it's Al Horford. 3 for 11, 1 for 6 from 3 for 7 points.
Yep.
That's not good enough. That's a veteran. You already know he needs to step up with the absence of Joel.
Right.
But now you have no Richardson. We're relying on the Tobias, who obviously he played well.
He played well. Tobias played well.
And obviously Al Horford, 7,
He was terrible.
It was awful.
He was terrible tonight in terms
Softness
on
to
the
me.
offensive game.
Yeah.
I thought his defense was good before he got winded there in the third. I really thought they were palmsy. They were in passing lanes. They were rebounding.
Yep.
One possession, let's roll, and they were moving the ball well, and then they stopped. When that lineup came back in late in the game, it stopped.
Yeah, because there was no gas.
They weren't moving the basketball anymore. There was a lot of standing around. That's my only issue is nobody – I don't want to say nobody wanted the basketball, but you know what I mean?
It was that passive road basketball team that we've seen in the past handful of weeks, which has led to their struggles.
And they get past – or they not passive. They get shot we good? They get shot quick or they shoot quick. You know what I mean? To where there was a couple of possessions down in the third quarter where you were getting one shot and out. It was one shot, and then obviously because of the lineup that you had out there, which sometimes was a hodgepodge of people, there wasn't anyone underneath the rebound, so it was literally one missed jump shot, and then we're back on defense. Come down, one missed jump shot, back on defense.
True.
And you're right. On the road, you're not going to win with possessions like that on a consistent basis.
No.
No, you're right. You're right. You got to move the basketball, right? You got to get second chance points. And I'm not making excuses because there was no Joel. I would have. The only excuse I'm making is then you lose Josh Richardson too.
Yeah.
And it's a tough place to play anyway. The season isn't over. I got people texting me that they got major issues, and I'm not saying they don't. But I told you guys the other night, the biggest part when this team's healthy to me, the biggest contributor needs to be outside the guys are going to bring it is Furkan. He's the way he's been scoring recently as of late. Tonight too many minutes obviously because he's forced into that role.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Furkan was guarding Scott.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, So you know what I mean. That's not going to age well.
Yeah.
In that situation. So my point is that if he can bring you the contribution he's brought over, let's say, the last handful of games in a little bit bigger of a role, that's huge because we won them games because we're getting that bench production because we don't have much bench production, if any. So, I mean, that's why people are all, we got to trade for this guy, we got to trade for this guy because they see it. They see the issues bench-wise, even though you're going to shorten up, come playoff time, but you still need some scoring you can run out there.
No, there's no question. And Mike, what's nice, though, is Mike Scott has shown a pulse here recently, at least on the offensive end, of being able to finally start to hit some shots. It's not as consistent as it was, but at least he's starting to show a pulse a little bit of trying to work his way off a milk carton.
Like he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was drifting around like the 31% from three for a while, which obviously that's not why we brought him back. Obviously.
No.
We need him to be close to 39 instead of 31.
Yep. Yeah, he's been a big disappointment this year. A guy that we really thought was we're good. We have three, we have essentially a sniper.
Yep.
First man off the bench.
Yeah,
First man off the bench.
Yeah, he can bring us 12 a night, which is huge off our Pine, and it's been the complete opposite of that. At times, milk cartonish.
Yeah,
I mean, if not fully milk carton.
And it's it's a guy like that to where 31% would be okay if he was jacking, 15, 20 shots a game.
Yeah.
Or if he was scoring in the paint, which he hasn't been able to do.
Right.
It seems like he hasn't even really attempted it.
When you're really only attempting 3, 4, 5 shots a game because of your minutes and your role, you're right. I need you 40+.
Because his values, you're not getting anywhere else with the offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. He's on a milk carton there, and his defense is okay, but on this team, he's one of the worst defenders by default.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
He is. MC Philly says, what's up, guy? What's up, guys? Disappointing Sixers loss. It is, because I hate losing. You want to win up there. You're right in it. You know what I mean? You're right in this whole mix from 2 to 6. So you're excited about that. But my whole thing is let's not overreact. It's a tough loss because it's a game early on throughout the third that you thought, listen, we're gonna walk away with a big win here.
Mm-hmm.
When Josh Richardson goes down and we still win this game against Toronto on the road, we're going to be fine when everybody's healthy, right?
Even the pom-poms.
We would have been jacked up.
Yeah.
And Greg talked about is ran out of gas. You know, they ran out of gas late, and I just think because you had guys playing minutes that weren't used to playing minutes. And he sort of had to play guys. I'm not a minute excuse guy, but there was nobody wanted the basketball at the end either. You know, in the last 5 minutes of that basketball game, I feel like nobody wanted it. It wasn't even a hot potato in a good way. It was a lot of standing around and one guy holding the basketball and then a late pass, and then that guy's got to force up a tough shot.
Jack up something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they talked about it on the broadcast all night. Like, that's tough shots, tough shots. And they're right. Every shot was tough, you know, late, because guess what? There's no ball movement. Nobody's moving around. It's like a pick and roll, but the guy with the ball is going to wait and like gauge out the whole pick and roll.
Yeah.
Like, no, why are we changing what worked for us early in this basketball game and throughout 3 quarters, which was moving the damn basketball?
And something else you heard on the broadcast too, and you guys probably didn't hear it while, you know, because it was on mute, but Allah kept saying, you know, jump shot short, jump shot short, jump shot short. So what's that tell you? Legs, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they were tired. They didn't have their legs.
Where are they tired from? Yeah, but I hear you. I hate that, though. You know what I mean?
Well, because they're locking a lot of minutes, because now you're without Richardson, and you're already playing without Joe, which is fine, but you're coming off of a tough game in the Brooklyn. Now, yeah, you did have a day off, but when your jump shots are short, the missing factor is your legs.
No, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I get you. And guys are playing more minutes than they're used to at certain guys.
Right.
Certain guys. Not all.
They're going to need to get used to that, though, because in the playoffs, the benches shrink. These guys are going to be playing more minutes. I mean, not the case for Neto and guys like that. I don't want him anywhere near my TV.
It's not even to me like the minute thing tonight. It's just there's no bench.
Well, I'll tell you exactly.
There's no bench, so when another guy goes down, you're not getting scoring. Hence why he scored 95 points. 107, like healthy. If we give up 107, we're winning there.
Yeah,
to me, we're winning. If Joel and Richardson are healthy, I feel like I can win there.
Especially in that building?
Yeah, do you guys agree or disagree with that?
Completely.
I mean, to me, then I agree with the poll. That's the whole thing. I agree with this poll question.
To me, there's 2 things that came down in this game. One, Al Horford, the lack of anything from Al Horford, was crucial and obviously killed us. And 2, to your point, Tom, to where you had no Richardson, obviously no Embiid, and then you had Furkan playing a lot of minutes, Neto, to where you couldn't get anything going. And then on the Raptors side, it was very predictable for them to defend because you need a big 3. You're going to Furkan, so we're going to make sure he's covered. Ben Simmons, you know how to cover Ben Simmons. Al Horford, if they're going to give him a shot, let him take it because he's cold tonight.
Yep.
Tobias is going to get his, but he's
nightly.
not really hot. And then friggin' Shake Milton, let him shoot wherever because he's Shake Milton. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the Raptors had to go up against.
Matisse had to jack up a little bit too many threes tonight.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with him shooting them because I want him to get
there's
better
no
at
question.
it. So I have no problem with it. But he played great defense. Like the positives, I thought Matisse and Ben played great defense tonight. I mean, they were all up in it at points in this basketball game, and I feel like what's been an issue on the road peaked its head, which is that fourth quarter energy that they talk about that you have at home, that they've been so dominant at home, and why they've been so shut down in the fourth quarter defensively. They haven't been on the road, and they've been trying to get this consistency of doing it. And listen, it didn't work out tonight, but that's how they got it. They got to be aggressive defensively and engage into the basketball game in the fourth quarter on the road.
Right.
Now, do I believe this team again when Joel's back? You telling me they don't win that game?
I absolutely do.
What, you got it again?
Now to the other thing.
Struggle's real.
We're under attack. Ralphie's a pro at this, though. He'll get it back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's pro. Pro talk. So listen, I'm not upset. You know what I mean? No. Like disappointing, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't like losing basketball games, but upset, no. I'm not thinking that the sky's falling here and this team can't win. Like I still expect to get Joel Embiid back in the next 2 weeks. I don't think that's more than 2 weeks. He's had the cast on for a minute now.
Right.
I mean, how long does it take to heal it? They put things in, boom, 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 boom. Right? I mean, they said 3 to 4, right, initially?
Yeah.
So it's been at least, 2, right?
2.
I
think it'll be 2 on Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 on Monday.
I expect them back in the I'm giving a 4-week timetable here. Expect them back in the next 2. So, Richardson, we'll see. I mean, maybe 3 weeks for Josh if it's baddish. I don't think it's like season ending.
No.
But
That's like the biggest concern I have coming out of this game. It's not the outlook of this team. It's not Simmons. It's not Tobias. It's not any of that. It's what are we going to be getting from Richardson going down the stretch here? Because now that's 2 hamstring injuries. I don't know if it's the same one. I would imagine it is because once you get one, it's going to nag.
He was out with earlier?
Yeah, and you saw how, you hear every day, he's going to be back soon.
Yep.
And what was that, a 3-week injury? Early in the season? We were without him for a long time.
We were out, 2 weeks.
So now you're going to have it again, and we talked about it earlier. Does this push them to make a trade? Does this make Elton, okay, well, they see a diagnosis of, 2 to 3 weeks for Josh Richardson. You have a tough stretch coming up. Trade deadline, on the 4th of February? That's a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
You're already in the market for a Bogdanovich or a Rose or, Covington, for example. Does this give them the extra push? I think it does, but the only thing is, like we talked about before, we don't have the assets that other teams do. We have guys on the bench that aren't making a lot of money, and then you have picks, but the picks aren't anything for us. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give up 17 picks. I don't care.
If he could, I would give up a pick, but I don't. For what's out there, I don't think you need to give up a lot. Personally, like if I'm the Pistons and it's the 31-year-old Derrick Rose hypothetically, all I got to do, if I'm getting a first, whatever, I'll take it. I'll take it because I'm trying to rebuild here. So as many picks as I can get in the first round, the better off I am. So, I look at it like that. For Bogdanovich, I can't say I ever
Bogdanovich?
say Bogdanovich. I can never say the Europeans well. But, again, like if you're Sacramento, you'll take a first and a young player and say good, for the people that want Rocco, which I'm not big into the Rocco game. But for people who want Rocco, like, again, what do you really got to give up? I mean, come on. So to any of this, it's not any of these names. I don't think you have to give up, I want to say, a ton to get anybody. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree with you. It's all about the market. That's the only thing. Like you have Davis Bertans, who, again, and it's all smokescreen. Mm-hmm. Like some people say, there's 11 teams in. Oh, there's only 2. Like we really don't know until the deadline, officially arrives. Right. But to me, you hear like, the Lakers are involved in Bogdanovich and and Derrick Rose and Bertans. If you got Bertans, that's great. If you got Bogdanovich, that's great. It's all about if there's one team that's on the fringe of contender, if they're going to panic and overpay, which you see a lot of teams out west that they need the extra push because of how tight the Western Conference is. That could screw us, for example.
No,
that's why,
right.
you look at the Lakers to where, they need more scoring. Okay, well, you have LeBron and AD, you're winning now. If LeBron says trade, you're making a trade. Okay, are they going to panic? Well, if they do, that screws us. That's the only thing. Like, it's not about what the Sixers are willing to give up because I think they are all on the understanding that, we have to win now. Like, it's not, the picks, we're done with the picks. It's about if there's a team out there, which I think there are, that are willing to panic for these guys, which is going to get in the way.
Yeah, maybe. To me, I still think, if you want to give up stuff, you can get stuff. It just depends on what you want to give up. You can essentially always outbid it, because what other teams might not be willing to give up picks or whatever, or money doesn't match in certain spots. So that's what a big time comes down to. Does the money?
Yeah, but do we even have enough to even outbid?
I'm not saying we have enough to outbid anybody now, even if nobody's bidding.
Right.
Makes sense? Like nobody can be bidding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the scary thing because back when, back before this whole process, one of my biggest issues with the Sixers was they had no assets. They didn't even have any tradable players that people wanted. And now our roster is a whole lot better as a whole.
It's top heavy.
But we're still, now we're too top heavy. Now, I'm not saying too top heavy, but now we're still back in that same spot where you don't have a lot of tradable assets that somebody wants that would give you something.
Well, that's not there. Yeah, because we're going to get into the trade deadline. So let's continue on.
Yeah.
Or they go without Joel Embiid because Dan McGuckin says, I'm not going to over-evaluate games in plural without 2 starters. They're going to take their time with Jay Rich again, which I'm fine with as long as we're healthy come playoff time. So Danny's in the same boat.
Agreed.
We've got to be a healthy group come playoff time. That's the most important thing. We have to – I don't want to say tread water, but, until the last, 10 games, 15 games of the year, be a game and a half out. Be 2 games out. Be right in striking distance. Boom, go on a run. Go on a run. You know what I mean? Go on a little a little 9-1 stretch when you get everybody back.
And we talked about this the other day. Like, you know, yeah, it would be great to be a 2 seed because then you're a home. Oh my Lord, what was that? You're home all the way up until Milwaukee. But in reality, to not see Milwaukee till the end, you just need to be a 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
You know, you need a 2 or 3.
And you don't see him.
And then you don't see Milwaukee till when you want to see him.
And it's funny because we matched up better against Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I would, you know, for whatever reason, it's almost like, where would you rather go to? You rather play in Miami or would you rather play Milwaukee? Like, I almost would rather play Milwaukee.
I'd rather play Milwaukee.
Like, I can't believe I'm saying that,
Definitely.
but I almost rather play Milwaukee.
Who'd you rather play, friggin' in Orlando against the Magic or Milwaukee? I might say Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I mean, they
And that's crazy to say, but with us going to Orlando,
I saw the worst game there. It was Jimmy's open.
Yeah.
It was Jimmy's first game
right.
as a
We get
Sixer.
so excited to see Mickey Mouse.
And we were rolling. And all of a sudden, that Mickey started shooting threes and hitting them from everywhere.
like, who would have thought? Like in 2020, I'm afraid of the Orlando Magic, Aaron Gordon, Markelle Fultz. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah,
like, who
it
would
was
have thought I'm afraid
it
of
was
that?
like NBA Jam that game. Like, he's heating up. Like, I swear to God, the ball was on fire. But,
heating up.
you know,
Ralphie's brother just smoked.
What happened?
He's on fire. LaMarcus Aldridge just
Oh.
threw Ralphie's brother back into the.
Sixers will be okay once Joel returns. Do you agree or disagree? That's our poll question tonight, family. Chime in. Let us know. We're going to talk some Sixers trade rumors in a few here. Early Super Bowl preview we're going to get into, and then it'll be Hall of Fame later on in the show. And listen, we know there's diehard Birds fans that are always listening. If you got anything that you want to talk about tonight, chime in. We'll get anything you need off your chest, answer any good questions you have, even bad ones. So we're here for you. We are completely here for you. But yeah, listen, I don't want to say I'm excited, but I really am because like I keep talking about it, but my superstar, you know, is saying, you know, I want to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that drives me to believe he's going to come ready to play come playoff time, right? I mean, doesn't that make you think that like I thought the whole year was like a look ahead for him, and I only think it's like a 1-year thing, but I think this year he just like looked at he really was like getting in shape in the all season for the postseason.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't available like we needed him to be in that Toronto series. Think about that too. I mean, we were 7 bounces and a game, if not 2 without Joel Embiid. At least a game.
Yeah.
At least a game.
I think it was game 5.
At least 1 game without Joel
I think it was
Embiid.
2. I think it was 2.
It might have been
2,
2.
whatever
And
it
listen,
was.
and listen.
And even when he was there, he wasn't there. That's the
no,
funny
but at the
thing.
end of the day, we need him ready to go. This is almost a blessing in disguise.
Right.
Yeah.
Rest the legs a little bit, come back. Like I said, 15 games left, 10 games left, whatever it is, and be ready to roll.
Yeah, I can't remember if it actually was the Christmas Day game or a game shortly thereafter, but you know, outside of his, you know, article that they did on him, but him talking about how, you know, he's just trying to almost tread water, as you said, in the regular season till he gets to the playoffs because that's where he wants to do, you know, his damage. You know, hearing that from him and seeing it in his eyes that it's not just lip service, you know, that he actually believes that, hey, let me just get my
looked into
flow.
his eyes like that,
I did.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
I wanted to see my superstar.
Ralph, I think
see.
there's a sounder for that one.
You know, but it's, you know, you sit there and you look at him and he's like, he believes what he's talking. And when you get a superstar like that that believes what he's talking, you believe him.
No, yeah, and listen, you want to. You want to because he was genuine in terms of his emotions after that loss. So, you know, I take that for what it is, and it makes me think that you obviously care that much to get that upset. But at the end of the day, you know, I need him to come back and be aggressive. I know Spuddy talked about that when he was chiming in earlier. That hey, I need an aggressive Joel Embiid when he comes back, and I couldn't agree with him more.
There's no question.
You know, because as you see tonight. Especially with Richardson, who he don't care, he'll take a shot.
Yeah,
you know, but
he'll attack a rim.
Without him too on the court, you know, nobody wanted to shoot the basketball. I'll continue to say it. You know, you lost tonight because the ball movement stopped and nobody wanted to shoot the damn basketball. So you were bad shot, tough shot, bad shot, tough shot the whole entire game.
Yeah,
and that's what you're gonna get. You know, tonight I'm not gonna do a blame game. The blame game is just outside the bias and Furkan with Jack.
I'll blame it's Al Horford. I'll do blame game.
No, I mean Al Horford's been like that all year, so
yeah.
I can't blame anymore.
I'm not surprised.
I don't expect it anymore. You know, come playoff time, I'm going to then blame again. Makes sense when the playoffs coming out, Horford, because I'm signing you
for the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, a veteran. I'm signing you for the playoffs.
The experience.
And the same thing. I'm not going to be. Listen, I said for me it was Eastern Conference Finals. That's what they had to get to. But, or I'm going to be big-time critical. But, like, I still am. Like, I don't know if I'm firing yet. I gotta see.
Yeah.
But, like, with my youngsters, I'm not in panic mode. Right? If they didn't get there, I'm not in panic mode yet.
Yep.
But my expectations are to get there.
Absolutely.
And to me, they need to. And then we can talk changes or anything like that after the fact. But the two changes that aren't happening is Joe and Ben. Yep. So that's what I want people to understand. And all the people say, Ben plays better without Joel. Grow up, dude. Grow up. Grow up. This team is not better without Joel Embiid. And Ben Simmons' game isn't better without Joel Embiid. Okay? It's the fact that, like, he takes up shots, and he takes up shots that are important.
Well, it's not the it's
freaking
not,
idiots.
It's
they
not
can't play together. Yes, they can, dude. They've won games together. Relax.
It's not fair because the talent level is not true in comparison. But it's like the backup quarterback scenario, right? Okay. Everyone thinks that when you're
it's better the other way.
The backup quarterback is so much better.
The grass is greener somewhere else.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. The grass is always greener. Grass is always greener. No, it's not.
Yep.
You have two generational talent, right? It's generational, so people don't get all like I can't be calling them generational. To me, they both are.
Yeah.
But I'll put the ish in just for the idiots. Okay. But at the end of the day, this is what they are. I'm not trying to get rid of any of them. If you're like I said, you're in the business getting rid of 23 and 25-year-old generational talents, you're an idiot. So I can win with these kids. And I think I can win with this roster with maybe like one other bench guy that can snipe a little bit.
Right.
And I think I can win. I can't judge this team without Joel Embiid on the court. I mean, how do you judge it? You're going to say they're better without him? Grow up. Say Ben's better without him? Get a clue. Like, how can you judge it? I can't judge it. If Ben wasn't playing and Joel was, I can't judge it.
Right.
I can't be, like, overly critical. Like, guys are literally texting me overly fucking critical about a loss in Toronto right now without Joel Embiid and without Josh Richardson. You're really overly critical, and you're jumping off the Walt freaking Whitman over this loss. If both are playing, then I'm pissed too.
Yeah.
Of course.
If
it's a different scenario.
If your effort like that in the fourth quarter is like that, I'm pissed too.
Yep.
I mean, that's where people got to knock it off. So, to the comments, Tower Call for Tom. Come on, man. Ben definitely plays better without Joe. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
People who say that forget about the 5 times before this Nets game where Simmons, or the 2 weeks where Simmons was nowhere to be found. Like, what about those games where Simmons hasn't played well without Embiid?
Well, it's like Clay
you know
better.
What I'm saying?
It's Clay better without Steph. Like, it's like I'm not comparing these two to them two, but it's like what they were building their team around.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. And it's like, no, just because they both do the same thing doesn't mean they're not better without each other. Okay? That doesn't mean they're better without fucking each other. All right? Just because they do the same thing doesn't mean they're better without. They're idiots. Idiots. Ben can still get to the cup because Joe sits out in the three-point area for him to get to the cup, like we talked about. Because everybody's like, how's he out there? Why is he out there so much? Even though we lead the league in post-ups before Joel was down.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's none of my business. Real stats and numbers are none of my business, though. I'm just leaving it here for the idiots that we don't post up enough. Okay? The game is changed as much as I don't like it because I like the big man to be down low all day.
Yeah,
the game has changed to stretch it, man. The game changed to stretch it. And in the fourth, that's where you got to be able to man up down there. But the double's coming.
Yep.
Everybody's going to double.
It's a new NBA. It's new basketball. There's no more, as you said, it's changed. There's no more higher percentage shot is better. No, the shot that scores more points by making one is better.
Yep.
3 versus 2. It's pretty simple right now in today's NBA.
I think they play perfectly fine together. I think this roster as constructed can win in the playoffs, even without a trade. I think they can win. I'm not going to waver on that because I do have vets here. I have a James Ennis. Mm-hmm. I have a Mike Scott. I have an Al Horford in terms of them kind of vets. And then it sprinkles in with guys who play in the postseason too. Josh Richardson played in the postseason. Joel Embiid played in the postseason. Ben Simmons played in the postseason. Tobias Harris played in the postseason. When you start getting your taste for it, then that's when you got to learn how to win.
Yep.
And after a loss last year, I got to hope this team figure something out. They got to do differently in the postseason, and it starts with my best player being on the damn court. So that people want to tell me, like, oh, no, Ben's your best. Listen, if you want to talk about, like, no, I'm not. He's not. I need Joel Embiid. I need both of them to win. But Joel's better. You see how important Joel is in tough games like this, in physical games, where you need the size. You need to be able to impose your will still a little bit. You understand? Enough. Because the playoffs even shrink down a little bit less in terms of, like, running and gunning.
Yeah.
Where I need the post game to be able to create three-pointers and stuff like that. So
yeah, you need to entice the double team to free up space.
No, Tyler, you're right. He goes, Mike Scott spends too much time in the damn dispensaries or something. What happened to him? He disappeared after the fight. I mean, I guess he got in a fight at the Eagles game, and he's been gone ever since.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, he's been on a milk cart. Tonight there was, like, some life.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's starting to show a little bit of a pulse, but.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I look at tonight's game, for example. The Raptors had two guys coming off the bench that had great games. You had Siakam, and obviously you had Powell. We only had Furkan, who did anything coming off the bench.
Yeah.
If we had a Mike Scott-esque player, or the player that Mike
James
Scott was
Ennis
supposed to.
tonight? He didn't play.
Here's the thing with James Ennis.
Is he hurt?
No, but over the last 5 games, they've been kind of taking his minutes away.
So, because you know what? They probably want to see
more Furkan?
No, more Furkan and to see if they can get that shooting. But they probably want to see if anybody bites on any of these other guys. Might play over
why they
him a
put
little
Bolden
bit.
in the
Because his
other night?
contract ain't worth enough to give up. There's
it's like
nothing.
$1 million.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not like you're trading him.
No.
So it's like get him right. He might be a little ding that's not worth injury reporting.
Right.
And you just give him a little time off. But
True.
so he's not worth trading. Some of these other guys, you might be able to entice somebody. So that's the only reason I can think of that.
If we had a player that Mike Scott was supposed to be, who was, first or second off the bench, somebody who can make a clutch three, can be a playmaker, if we had that, all of these road losses would be turned directly into wins just by that.
Yeah.
By having somebody that can come off, like you said earlier, Tom, somebody that can at least give us, consistently 10 to 14 points.
You just need another sniper.
Yes, that's it. And Mike Scott was supposed to be that.
Yeah, be able to
and
run
he
the
has
court
been
with
the
Ben.
exact opposite.
Be able to run the court with Ben.
Spot
and be
up
able
in
to
the
snipe.
corner.
Yes.
Even when Joel's in, you just need the other sniper because, again, Joel gets doubled. You want to be able to have a Tobias, another sniper, and another
Flanking him, yeah.
Yeah, you just need some more shooters. You don't need they're not going to get a star. They're not going to get a great player, a really good player. They're going to get okay, good.
Yeah,
That's
all
the
right.
kind of player you got to hope you can get, and he just fits into what you're doing enough.
Right.
Where he can hit some open threes, and in the playoffs, I mean, them, if you're one of the 8 guys playing, a couple corner threes are big.
Yeah.
To change an outcome.
Well,
Next thing you know, you got 9 points. That's the contributions. You need some. My point is, you need some double-digit guys. Furkan, and to me, that's why I keep saying it. Like outside of your 5 starters, he's the most important right now because at least he's giving you a big-time pulse. He can score double digits. He can get hot. He can hit a 3.
Yep.
And he fits what the new NBA is. Mike Scott, if you're not hitting threes, what are you doing for me? Furkan can't defend me or you, but that's not. But at least he can give me some offense.
Yep.
Mike Scott, we know your defense is it's nothing special.
A little better than Furkan, but
Yeah, it's better
not
than
saying
Furkan,
much.
but it's not special. So if you're not hitting threes, what are you doing for me?
Right.
So, the list goes on. Al Horford, Alicia, I know you bring it defensively. And Bill Middlebrook was talking about Al. He said, from personally watching Al, you're going to think they did trade for a new player. Al's a beast in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, he hasn't been the guy I watched in Boston and Atlanta and other places.
Yeah.
Looks tired. He looks tired.
He looks tired, and I think, they got to give him they got to spell him a game.
Yeah.
They got to find a game to spell him.
What have we said the last few years, right, with this bench? We need to find 20 to 30 points on any given night from the bench.
We talked about that from last year.
We
remember?
talked about it for a couple years.
Yeah.
What
I
are
don't
you
know if we
looking
have
for
that.
a bench? And you're right. Right now, we don't. You have 10 to 15 from Furk, and then what? Right? And that's where a Mike Scott giving us 6 or 8, a James Ennis giving us 6 or 8. Boom, you're right there at 25.
Because if you go right down the list, you have Mike Scott. You're getting 5 from him.
Okay.
You
What,
you
that's
have
his
Court.
average or tonight?
That's tonight.
He had 6 tonight.
Okay.
I think Scott's averaging 4.2 or something.
What's tonight? I know I already looked at it, but I know Scott had.
He was 2 for 7, 2 for 5 from 3 for 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, again, not good.
Not good enough.
Yeah, no.
And then you have Pell. He's not going to give you any offense. He's a shot blocker. Ennis, he's not he's going to give you 4 points on a good night? Like he's going to be
play?
defense.
I don't remember.
He had 6 minutes.
Did he?
Minutes,
I mean,
yeah.
I thought wow. That was quiet.
Neto, who's just a guy, he might get a bucket or the lucky 3. Shake Milton, and then Korkmaz. And then the only 2 guys who didn't play, like Trey Burke. I like Trey Burke, but Brett's not playing him. If you have Trey Burke, maybe you can get 10 from him, and then Kyle O'Quinn's Kyle O'Quinn.
Yeah.
Like that's your bench. That's why,
But that's what makes it
and then Thibault, but Thibault's defense.
But that's what makes it so important that you get things from like Mike Scott, like we've talked about. You get things from Furkan, who can't play D, but
some of these guys have been around, man.
He could hit a shot.
Yeah, some of these guys have been around. I mean, especially without your best player.
Yep.
This is what the issue is. So I can't judge anything. I can't judge it all. It's like I can't be like, oh, well, this is going to be our team the rest of our time here, so we're in big time trouble. I can't judge it without him on the court. It's that simple. Even even with no Josh Richardson,
right?
I can't judge it without Joel Embiid.
Think about how many, just say road losses for example, because we have 2 home losses, so it'll only be on the road. How many road losses have we have we come on the losing end by, let's say, less than 5 points? A lot of them. It's not like we're going on the road and getting blown out of the gym.
Yeah.
We're not a team that gets blown out. What were you blown out like 3 times this year?
Right.
Indiana won, and I think the Magic on one of the Wednesdays.
Yeah. We don't get
all the other ones are close. They're like their last minute 1 possession. If we could have had this shot here type.
Tonight
games.
was a 12-pointer, which is a little.
Yeah.
But again, I mean,
that's what happens when you don't have Embiid and you lose Richardson in the first 3 minutes.
You're missing 30 points.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm giving it as a small number.
Yes.
Right.
So
both dropping 15.
Yeah. No.
So that's the outlier, but on the surface, if you were to average them all out, you're losing close games on the road, and that's where a guy coming off the bench to give you not additional 12 points, additional 7 points. You're turning half of those losses into wins.
A 10 spot's gigantic.
And then you're looking at a 5-6 seed right now, technically, even though we're all bunched, to where we're a 2 seed and our road record's not that bad. It's probably even split.
And speaking of that, you look at who's in the 2 seed, Miami, they have one of the highest number of single-digit wins so far in the NBA.
And they only have 1 loss at home, too.
And so that's going to change at some point, right? We talked
You would think.
about in the on Monday the ebbs and flows of the NBA, the ebbs and flows of a game, right? You would think that they're going to start losing some of these close games that they've won in the first half. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. But
they won another one tonight. They were down 3 with a minute to go or something. They came back.
Here it is right here. Actually,
they came back and won in overtime.
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
They're young. They're a young group. They can stroke it too.
Eileen got a question. Hi, Eileen.
Hey, Eileen.
Question for you guys. Who is your least favorite Sixer, past or present? That's an interesting one.
Oh, no, anything. Because I'm like, any player that they brought in to try to play with AI.
Samuel down there.
You didn't like Sammy?
No. I'm talking about
Were you even old enough?
I'm
for
talking
Sammy?
about the former stars.
Yeah.
Or any of the crap they tried to bring in, and the Keith Van Horns.
Oh.
All right. You should have just kept Jerry Stackhouse around. Okay. So anything else of you getting rid of Stackhouse and then trying to bring in Keith Van Horn, Chris Webber when it's too late. Who am I missing?
Where's our jersey? Where's TC
Who am I missing? The list went on of a couple more of them guys. So any of them players, were guys I despised.
I'll go with Jared Bayless.
I don't care enough to hate.
I was gonna say he was on this team
just because of his contract. That it was such a pain to get rid of his contract that it took him 3 years to finally trade that thing away.
Oh my goodness!
I kept he would be injured all the time and be like, oh wait, Jared Bayless is at the bottom of our bench. He's still employed by somebody.
Making $8 million. Stephen White says I want Iggy back. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't hate Iggy. I wouldn't hate it. Eileen, I'll get back to you. Hold on. I gotta think more.
On who your hate most Sixer is?
Because I don't know.
I could probably come up with a better one than Bayless too. I'm giving him too much credit. I'll come back to you on that one. I can go to the process here.
Christian Carroll says gritty for Eagles offense coordinator. And it might be Josh McCown.
I like the toughness from Gritty,
and I love it. So it could be Josh McCown, which would be
Kashik Ravi on YouTube says Eric Snow. How can you hate Eric Snow?
Oh, no, I don't like Eric Snow.
No,
You don't like Eric Snow?
No, I mean,
My dad hated Eric Snow,
Listen,
so
if
I
I go
grew
to-
up with the Eric Snow.
Oh my God! If you go to a finals with the guys on the finals team, you can't hate.
You went to a finals with Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, George Lynch,
I
and
hear-
Tyrone Hill.
I hear you.
And the Kevin Montgomery.
And Dikembe, but like, how can you hate that squad?
I
That team
said
would have been better if they just kept Theo.
my father hated
Yeah.
it. Listen, I was like 2 when they went to the finals, so it was fine.
So, family, if you just joined, the Sixers will be okay once Joel returns, and I think it's unanimous here that we believe he will be.
Yes.
So, and a lot of the family chiming in seems like they believe they're going to be okay. But, like I said, like the texts were flowing of people that were fired up over this loss. And, so if you want to talk about some trade rumors going around, that it's not a lot, right? They're linked to 2 names, essentially. But that keeps coming up.
Right, yeah.
Bogdanovich and
Rocco.
So there are 2 names. So if you had to pick one of them, which one would you rather have? That's the question we have for you.
Oh, I think it's easy.
To me, it's easy.
Because one moves the needle, the other one.
We've seen the needle.
Yeah, like you're like here. Well,
We've
here's
seen
the
the
thing.
needle. We've seen ill-advised shots. We've seen not being able to finish at the cup at all.
Frustrating as hell.
Yeah, we've seen the act.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna flip out if we got him, but I'm not gonna also be ding for neither one.
No. Oh no. I mean, if we got Bogdanovich, I'm thinking, well, that moves the needle to okay, we can play. Like if we can play with the
We're
Bucks.
gonna get.
I already think we can play with the
14
Bucks.
off the bench.
Yeah.
That's what he averaged now off the bench.
Well, I'll ask you. I'll turn the answer into a question with Rocco. Like we talked the last 10 minutes about if we had a player that Mike Scott was supposed to be. Is that Covington?
I mean,
Not a killer, but somebody who can make a needed shot, can actually play defense.
I don't know. I still go Bogdanovich.
Oh no, I agree. But my point is,
I said, I get, depending on what you give up, it makes you a little bit better.
I mean, if you're getting,
It makes your bench a little bit better.
if you're going after Covington, you're giving up Scott, Zaire in 2 seconds, probably. Which I'm doing in 2 seconds. I'm doing that in. Can I drive somebody to the airport?
Yeah, I mean, can you get both? But no, I mean,
Because you would do the
If they
Zaire.
play.
You would do Zaire.
Oh, get both in that package.
no. Can I get?
Like the Scott and
Can I just go trade for both?
The
somehow?
issue is-
yeah, but no, you can't. But
because of the money
the
thing.
fact of the matter is, I wouldn't hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Right, but I would like the other one a lot more. To me, it does more for you because offensively, his production's consistent. You know what I mean? He night in, night out, he's consistent in what he
Absolutely.
does. And I like consistency a lot more than a streak shooter because
Yeah.
if that streak shooter's cold come playoff time, then that screws me on my bench.
Well, and two, like I said, the one good thing if you brought in Rocco, and you flipped, Scott for Rocco, for example. If Rocco's having an off night shooting wise, at least he could supply you some defense to where if you talk about, the first 2 coming off the bench is Matisse and obviously Rocco. Defensively, those 2 switching.
Right.
And then you talk about the 5 who
That
can
are
all
already
play
out there.
defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge just for the playoffs. Defensively to where you have those 2. So that's good to where Rocco, even when he's frustrating, going 1 for 9 or 2 for 6 or whatever, at least he can provide you some defense, the occasional rebound, something.
Yeah.
No.
To where Scott's not doing that.
And Christian, Tyler Coughlin says, imagine when you need a stop in the playoffs, Ben, Thibault, Rocco,
Exactly.
or for Joel.
Exactly.
No, it's Pomsey.
All the
But
deflections.
again, Richardson would be in over Rocco to me. You know what I mean?
Probably,
You know,
yeah.
he just is.
Well, Richardson over Rocco, yeah. I mean,
he's a better defender. He's a better defender.
The only way
that's
that's
to a power forward too, though.
so probably Horford. Horford probably out.
Tyler Coughlin said he'd rather
They
have
would never do that for the playoffs.
I'd rather have Rocco. He'll play devil's advocate. Tyler Coughlin also said defense wins in the playoffs. We saw it last year, and I couldn't agree with him more. You know what I mean? I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robbie Pove, what's up, boys?
What
What's
up,
up,
bro?
Robbie? Where else are we at? Trishan Russo, I love the report about the Eagles. I can't wait for this offseason. What, the McCown? Me too. It's
great.
We love it. Because remember, Tristan, we talked about it a few weeks back when the season ended, and we were like, what is it? Just offer him the offensive coordinator job or the quarterback
QB coach, yeah.
Yeah, and Wilson's like, no, you don't want to do that. He's not going to do that. He's coaching his son's high school team. I said, millions talk, babe. Okay? Guys will stick around for millions.
Oh, yeah.
Eileen was asking what's on your shirt. It's the Phila for Sixers, and I've got Gritty.
It's Iverson.
AI in the house.
AI.
What up, baby? Throw the money around. I gambled with AI once, essentially.
Oh, hello.
Look at you.
Not like because I was invited or anything like that. It was,
In the same location?
Yeah, in a casino. Rob Povey, hashtag Gritty didn't do it.
Nope.
Hashtag free Gritty.
Christian Carroll says we aren't winning any title with Rocco on this team. He sucked years ago, and he sucks now. You could build a house with all his bricks. And that's why I'd rather have Bogdanovich.
Completely agree.
Because
I don't think anyone's sitting here claiming any of that was false.
No.
no, I mean,
You know what I mean? Like
I was trying to hammer it in, like, let's calm down here.
He's
because
absolutely correct.
He is who he is, and he's streaky. I don't want streaky. I need consistent off my bench right now, okay? And moving forward into the playoffs. I need some consistency. When it comes to scoring and shooting the basketball, I can't just hope a guy gets hot. I'd rather have a guy that I know night in, night out is going to get me his. Yeah. And I think the other one gets his more than the other one. That's why I think it's that simple.
Bill says, put your heart aside, and yes, it's very early, but if you could win $1 million right now to pick the finals, who you guys got?
In the NBA finals?
Yeah, the two teams.
Clippers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay home, baby. I'm going to go Sixers.
Zion just handed that ball to the defender.
I'm going to go Sixers. You know why? Just because nobody thinks they will. So I'll go Sixers. Like nobody around here. You know what I mean? I'll just take a shot.
I don't see anybody going up there. I don't see anybody going up there and winning. They can, they could take care of Milwaukee.
I'll take it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Warriors?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm messing around. Why don't you
know.
go Warriors?
Well, sad. I thought you were serious for a
Yeah,
second.
we'll never know with you. Nelson Aguilar.
7 points.
Yeah, right.
MVP of the game.
7 yards.
Big game.
Oh, yeah, 7 yards. 4 for 7. 4 for 7. 2 catches.
I'm going to go the other side of L.A. I'm going to make our producer happy because he doesn't look too happy right now.
Shake a booty, Ralphie.
I'm going to go Lakers, and I'm going to go Celtics.
We're wrong.
Oh,
okay, we're gonna move on.
Well, you're losing that.
It's whatever. It's whatever says on YouTube. As long as we have Ben Simmons at the 1, we're never gonna make it anywhere.
I ignored that comment.
Yeah, well, I read them all. I don't agree with that.
I was wondering why I was sitting there
I
for a
don't
while.
agree with that. At 23 years old,
I don't either.
This is why I think this team's going to the finals. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for this team to be healthy and fresh and giddy up and go. And giddy up and go. All right? This is what we're going to do because we reached our break here, which that was a fast hour, wasn't it?
That was.
I got my name.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
my name.
You saw in the chat.
What?
His most hated Sixer.
What was it?
Armin Gilliam.
I thought you were going to say Clarence Weatherspoon.
No, I like Spoon.
I thought you were saying Andrew.
Oh, see, I was going to go Bynum.
But that's the easy one.
But that's easy because he never played, right? Yeah. Gilliam was here for a little bit, and he just never made – I mean, there's a couple as you
Am I a
scroll
fraud
through.
for going Okafor?
Anybody in the Barkley trade I didn't like?
Yeah.
You know, it was Tim Perry,
Yep.
Jeff Hornacek, and I forget who the other guy is. I hated all of them because they all stunk.
There were some good – like, when you sit there and scroll through, like, you're like, shoot, I forgot he was
Spencer
Halls.
Yeah.
The other guy I hated, Matt Barnes.
Yeah, it wasn't a Matt Barnes
What
guy.
about Sauce Man?
See, that's I've looked at him.
Stauskas.
I loved Sauce off the court.
Sauce.
But I hated him on the court because he was like.
What about Kwame Brown? He was a Sixer.
Wow, you hated Stauskas on the court.
JaVale McGee.
What? He was
stunk.
never on the court. That's my
Stunk.
point. He was a first-round pick.
Sauce.
I still love that whole story, Sauce Castillo. That's
All right,
so,
Fab,
that's so amazing.
Sergio Rodriguez.
On the other side, we'll give our early Super Bowl preview and Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, and we'll give if we have any issues there. Not on who got in this year, just some things I have problems with on the ballot that are still there that some people need to wake up. Okay, one, Barry Bonds. We're just going to leave. We're going to go into the break with you hearing the words Barry Bonds and you trying to debate that when we come back. This is AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Facebook, YouTube, stay right there. Twitter, IG, well, you'll be back. But Twitter, stay right there. We're going to restart you and a brand new stream. Stay with us. See you in a few.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Greg, AM and the PM, A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Brought to you by our doc. Got to make them yours.
You might need them.
For what?
You might need the doc with the
leg.
leg.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Exposed.
Might put, yeah, because I do an athletic job, essentially. Semi-athletic.
Yeah,
Better than you did it because you're not athletic anymore.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm a terrible coach because I don't even get a call anymore.
Wow.
Or a response to text.
Wow.
So, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just
They
He
don't
had
wanna-
that.
I'm just reading
he had
what's
that
on
in
the
the back
prompter.
pocket, didn't
Wow.
he?
Or
That's-
what's not on the prompter.
That's not on a prompter.
Wow.
That's from.
No, that's in the
from
back
your-
pocket. That's just
from-
waiting.
Yeah, that's from your prompter on your
That's
phone.
sitting for
no,
a
it's
week.
not because it's not there.
Fair argument there. I got
It's been sitting there for a while.
Yeah,
It's
He's
been
been ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I've been
And
waiting.
the
I've been
holster,
waiting.
boom.
It was like, oh.
Had a long break to think about that one.
He jumped on that quick. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's time.
So we talked Sixers
It's a
earlier
good time
on.
to use it.
Our doc, that's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. That's not what Greg's talking about. Early Super Bowl preview we're going to get into in a minute, but we open with Sixers and Raptors recap. Like we talked about, a loss that you felt like you could have won still, but, nothing to overreact to. And the poll question, the Sixers will be okay once Joel Embiid returns. Do you agree or disagree? Still vote on that. Let us know. We'll read it all for you. And we all agree here. We think that they're going to be fine. We think they're Eastern Conference Final contenders still. There's still a good amount of season left, and you're still right in the mix for the 2 or 3. So until you're not in the mix, until I'm not, or you're knocked out, then I'm going to get in a panic mode. Because there's not much you can do. You got to win sort of with this roster and see if you can get creative maybe a little bit from some semi-upgrades, if not big upgrades on the bench. And it's really that easy. Super Bowl preview. Talk a little Andy. And just talk. I just want to start off by you guys knowing one thing. Since Patrick Mahomes has been an NFL quarterback, he has not lost by 7 or more points.
And he's made a Super Bowl before he's lost by more than 7.
Yes, which is even crazier.
Yes.
Which is maybe the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It's the most ridiculous stat I've ever heard.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, people are buying in, and I don't want to say buying in because they're a damn good football team, but I feel like a lot of people are on the Niners, all right? And for different reasons, and I understand it because of the defense and how that always translates. No matter where you're going to go, that front four is going to translate, okay? But to me, I don't know in today's game, because you're not going against a bad defense, so I don't know in today's game if you can hide your quarterback in the biggest stage. He's got to make plays. Not that he can't.
I don't disagree.
Not that he can't, but this defense also, when you talk about the Chiefs, is opportunistic too. So they like to create turnovers as well. So when you're talking about Niners, yes, it's better. They're better defensively than the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are no fraud defensive team coming in, going down to Miami either. And then let's talk about offensively. Well, what team's more explosive? Well, listen, you can talk Kyle Shanahan all you want, and to me, he's smart as shit. I love Kyle Shanahan, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs are more explosive. The Chiefs can put up 40 on you and you're blinking. I don't care who you are defensively.
So can the Niners.
40.
None of those games, as Ryan said earlier, before the game or before the show and during the break, wherever it was, none of these games in the playoffs have been close for the Niners.
No, I understand that. But it's also who you're playing.
You're
not playing this offense. This is the most explosive offense in football, right? They are. I mean, it's hands down the most explosive offense in football. Their speed can flat out kill you. That's the question in this game. It's because the Niners front four create enough pressure on Patrick Mahomes. You don't got a statue back there. All right, Aaron Rodgers not a statue, but not Mahomes in and outside the pocket.
No question.
Can extend plays. Can they keep up with the speed in that secondary? That's the question. Nobody has. Guys have tried. Teams have got 24-point leads against them, and they still come roaring back. Now, the big question is, can they get a lead? Because now, if you go down 10-0 against San Fran and you start pinning, it's different. Yeah. But, again, when you have a quarterback who can extend it, it makes it – you can't come back from them leads. But
I don't know about against this defense.
I don't know about – that's the credit to San Fran. I don't know about this defense. And I'm not taking any shot to San Fran's offense. I'm not. But I'm just saying, can Jimmy make enough plays? And that's not a shot at Jimmy. This is a big stage.
No, it's not a shot, but it's just the reality because he hasn't had to the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's fresh in people's mind that, he only threw 170 yards in 2 games ago. He only threw 8 times against whoever they just freaking beat, the Packers. So yeah, it's fresh, but he had big games throughout the year, so he can throw the football and he can make plays if he needs to.
No, he can. He can. Yeah. I've seen it. I'm not taking shots at that way.
I seen it.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying when you talk about like the Chiefs defense, they were pissed off when defensively when they were talked about nobody else has been wanting to tackle Derrick Henry, and they went and tackled Derrick Henry.
Yep.
And Frank Clark was yelling and screaming about it after the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think they're going to take pride in, again, a team that wants to run the football and making enough stops. And that's all they have to do. They just have to create 3rd and long, which is obviously what everybody says. But no, really, in this game, that's what they got to do. They got to create 3rd and long because they're going to score. Listen, San Fran's defense is damn good. Best in football, all right? Not the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
Okay? They're really good. And they're all over the football field. And for every tier is damn good.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Damn good. Every tier. All right? But they're not holding this team the 17 points.
No.
They're not.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
They're not.
We've seen crazier things happen in the Super Bowl, though.
You want to say –
Zion! It's a 3!
You want to say 24? You want to say 24-ish? Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's slowing them down a little bit. But I could easily see Kansas City putting up 30.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, what's the over-under? 54, I believe?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
And I'm going over. I'm sorry. I'm going over for that. There's 2 big things that come down to, when you talk about the outcomes of this game, whether it's 49ers or San Fran. And the thing that
Fatty Zion showing his pulse.
Yeah, it's back-to-back. It's momentum now. What does he have, 6 points now?
Yeah, something like that.
To me, and right now, I know it's a week early, but I'm leaning 49ers for this reason. I completely agree with everything you're saying to where the explosiveness of the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense is better than what people are giving them credit for.
Yeah, this isn't Green Bay.
But the thing that I keep coming back to is 2 things. Number one, of what Greg alluded to when I said during the break, which was that. And listen, I understand that that's another one. He's going crazy.
He
now.
might have double digits now.
The Packers and the Vikings aren't the Chiefs, offensively or defensively.
No.
So there's no kind of category that you can put them in the same light. But both of those games were over by the second quarter. And 2, I think it's going to come down to –
you only play who you play. Yeah, you only play who you play.
It's going to come down to time of possession for me. Wow, another point for Zion. He's going crazy now. So, to me, I just keep coming back to the same image of San Francisco going down the field because they can win.
Jacking off right now, sorry.
They can win so many different ways, whether it's run game, or whether it's using Debo Samuel in the backfield and using him kind of as a trick play guy. Like you look at against the Packers, who's the guy we didn't see it all from? George Kittle. We didn't see him until late in the fourth quarter because they didn't need him. Yeah, this is a little absurd.
Zion woke up. It only took him 3 quarters.
What is he up to now? 18 points?
Stroking threes.
Is that 18?
13 this quarter, yep.
Yeah.
18, 13 this quarter.
Oh
Wow, that place is loud probably
That
right
place
now.
is jerking off all over itself.
Listen, I hear everything you're saying. I mean, you're not wrong at all. You're not wrong at all. They can run the football. They dominate everybody they played, and you play who you play. And if it wasn't for Gummit being
I understand what you're saying.
If it wasn't for Andy, I would probably say that I might have leaned towards the Niners because I've been back and forth a little bit. But I'm buying into Andy winning one. I'm really buying in that it's going to happen for him because this is the team to do it. They're upgraded defensively, in my opinion, from a year past.
Oh, they're definitely better defensively than they have been.
They've won games different ways. See, that's the thing. To me, Kansas City and why I have them in this football game is I'm an Andy guy.
Yeah.
But bigger than that, they've won games in all kinds of different ways. Not that San Fran hasn't, but San Fran won games in shootouts too. Right, where and you say, okay, they're just a high-powered offense, Kansas City. They've won games. They've won games this year. They won
another.
I got the Pelicans. You know that.
Yeah.
What do you got?
We have 6 minutes. He might be at 30 points there's 6 minutes left.
But I just think that they can win games in different ways. And if you want to get into a run game and a power football type game too, where they can hit you with speed from different backs. You know what I mean? So I think they can bring. Like, if you want to talk about the overall team, like what overall team is better? The overall team is better. It's Kansas City because they have playmakers defensively. Which is funny. Like they're getting overlooked here coming into this game. Like Frank Clark can come get you. Obviously Honey Badger. They have players defensively. They're not. It's not a fraud defense. It's not San Fran, but it's also not a fraud defense coming into the Super Bowl either.
I just believe that with the Kansas City Chiefs, and you see, obviously against the Packers, they ran all over the Packers. You can do that against the Chiefs. And
run the football against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Not since they turned the corner. They turned the corner. I mean, if you're going to run the football against the Chiefs, the team that would do it would have did it last week in the Tennessee Titans. And they manned up and tackled.
Yeah, but I say it's one guy though. Like it's easier, and I get it's stopping one guy, but it's Derrick Henry who's the best running back on the planet the last 6 weeks. I understand that, but there's so many different ways, and a big part of it is the health of Tevin Coleman heading into this game because that's obviously because you're not just going to have Mostert.
No, listen, I know they can shift out backs.
You got Debo Samuel, who's kind of like he's a wide receiver, but they have him running out of the backfield.
Yeah,
sometimes.
But to me, you gotta throw the ball to win in this game.
I hear you.
Enough, and can they do it enough? Can get. You know what I'm saying? Can he make enough plays? Not saying he can't, but can he make enough plays? Like, what quarterback do I trust more to make plays in this game? It's not even close.
No one debates that.
But I'm just saying, this is a quarterback-driven league. It's not even close. Yeah. And it's not that it's not even when we're talking about a pocket passer. We're talking about a guy who can do it from so many different ways, angles, different things. So if there's a guy that any defense line struggles with, it's a guy like this. Because this isn't Lamar Jackson, right? This isn't some trick pony shit. All right, this guy is the legit best quarterback in football for a reason. So if there's a defensive line that he can slow down, it's them. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy who can slow him down. If there's anybody in football that can make that defense look average to me, it's him. That's why I'm going to stick with the Chiefs and be passionate about it because what the hell else are we doing?
You know
what I mean?
We're watching.
Yeah. Couldn't we also say that, the storyline would have been that same thing when you talk about the quarterback matchups? Clearly he's not Mahomes, but we could have said the same thing about Aaron Rodgers too.
No, but it's not the team. It's not the skill
overall.
Yeah, he's not as good as Mahomes.
Not
even close. No. And the fact of the matter, he doesn't have as many skill position players as Mahomes does too. I mean, I'm telling you.
I hear you.
We talk about Watkins, Hill. I mean, the list goes on of just playmakers on the outside. The running back game, right? I mean, they got speed.
But
speed kills.
To your thing, and I understand, like, it's a small sample size with Jimmy G. But to me, when you talk about hostile environment, a place where it's really difficult to go in and win, and what felt like a playoff game, it really did. It felt like an NFC title game. what he did in New Orleans against the Saints, granted it was mid-season, but that's when they also were having a lot of injuries.
Yep.
What he did,
Let's do the football.
he outplayed Drew Brees with less talent to help him.
Still think
He
Mahomes
has it
over
in him.
Breeze, though.
Oh, of course.
No,
My point is,
but
if it's
but that's what I'm gonna keep circling back to.
yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
I'm gonna stick to the best player in football.
But
You know what I mean?
I combine the ability that Jimmy G has mixed with the time of possession. I think that makes it kind of a coin flip-ish. If Mahomes has control, if he's on the field, it's far not.
I just think what happened here over the last week is with San Fran, right?
Love affair?
Yeah, because they pounded the football for 240 yards. You know what I mean?
The jaw was dropped a little bit when I was
they,
watching.
Yeah, and they ran a team out the gym, essentially, and rightfully so. Credit should go to them. I mean, that's a hell of a win, but that's how you can beat them.
Yes.
And it's that evident on how you beat them because they don't have the front four that Kansas City has, right? And they don't have they just don't. They don't. I mean, not run stopping wise.
Right.
So it's evident on how it's sort of easy to beat them. And offensively, the Packers are nowhere near what Kansas City is. So you can get off to a 17-point lead against Kansas City, and the next thing you know, it's 17-17. I mean, that's the ability they have. So to me, they're never out of a football game.
Yeah, again, though, can they do it against this defense? You're right, they're explosive, but this defense, once it knows what's coming, like for example, against Tennessee, they knew Ryan Tannehill wasn't going to beat them, right? Because Ryan Tannehill was shown over the last 4 or 5 weeks he's not going to beat anybody. So you knew you had to load up on Derrick Henry. You know, Jimmy G has actually shown that he can beat people with his arm.
There's none of me saying that he can't.
I'm not saying you're not, but so it makes a defense, whereas against Tennessee, all they were doing was keying on Derrick Henry.
No, I get you. They got to respect it all.
So you got to play defense.
Because they got a great offensive play caller, obviously, in Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, so you got to respect it all. There's none of me taking the Chiefs. It's disrespecting the Niners.
No.
It's just to confirm with you. But me taking the Chiefs and passionate about them is like, we're all going to circle back to like different names and different things that the Niners have beat. They've not seen a quarterback like this.
No,
True.
And he gives defense nightmares because of his ability to extend plays. We talk about that. When you can extend plays and then you have the ability of guys on the outside that can blow by guys, it creates such an advantage.
it does.
It really does. You know, and you've seen it all year with them. And no team has that ability on the outside like they do. Even in their run game, their speed. I'm going to keep circling back to speed. And if there's one way to slow down a pass rush, it's a screen game. What's Andy always good at is a screen game. And they got a lot of different ways to get the ball out of their hands quick in Kansas City, right? So then it comes down to, you know, are my receivers going to block, tight ends going to block, which they do. So I don't know, man. I'm all in on them. I got
Chad agrees. They're all in. Too.
I got a funky feeling that they might beat him by double digits.
Tristan has 35.
No,
14
like a
Chiefs.
10, Greg, like a 10. Like I can see a 10. Like I was thinking 28. I was really thinking like 28-21 Chiefs. But like I said, they could beat him by 10. But I think more like 20.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't. Shock
I think 28.
Me. I mean, it would shock me just because of the level of defense and the hugeness of the game. You know what I mean?
I'm right around like 31 or 28. You know what I mean, Greg?
I'm at a field goal game right around the 30s.
So
around, like 30, 31.
It's
yeah.
54, by the way. It's 1.5, 54.
I mean, I think Bill's got 37-24 Chiefs. I mean, he's got them scoring a ton. I don't know if they're going to score that much. That's why I try to keep it realistic in terms of how I felt about it. But, I mean, I could see Kansas City. I could ask yourself this question. Mm-hmm. If there's one team that would roll, who's that team?
Oh, it's absolutely Mahomes.
Oh, I agree.
If there's one team
I'm not even saying it's the Chiefs. It's absolutely Mahomes.
When I'm thinking like betting-wise to the family out there, I'm thinking about which one of these teams can roll the other one.
If somebody went in a time machine, went ahead and said the 49ers
oh, my goodness.
blew them out, the first thing I think of is
You're lying.
Whoa, is Mahomes got hurt? That's what I'm thinking first.
Yep.
You know, so there's no. I'm not gonna say there's no way.
Or
but
who got hurt? Not,
or what the hell happened to Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, what is
what did Andy do?
We saw this book.
Yeah.
3 timeouts in the first quarter. Like, what? No, but I mean, that's how I look at it. Like, so if one team's going to blow the other one out, not saying they will, to me, I would pick the Chiefs in a blowout if you told me, right? If you said, hey, one of these teams is going to blow out the other, then I'll pick the Chiefs. But, the Niners, to me, are competitive. Obviously, they're a damn good football team over there. That's why I keep saying, I don't want to take anything away from that on what they are and what I watched this year of them. They're dominant up front, dominant, and that wins. But another football team prides themselves in the trenches too, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs as well.
Yeah.
We know Andy. We know the way he likes to draft and what they've spent money on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So to me, that's why I'm like, this is going to be a great matchup. That's why I think it isn't a double-digit game. That's why I'll go with 28-21 as an early prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Rod, give us a quick one. We got about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna. 7 minutes, then we're going to get to some Hall of Fame and get out of here.
I'll go right towards what the line is. Around what? Is it around 1?
1.5.
I'll go 28-27.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think it's going to be the 49ers kicker kick the winning one, and he's going to steal from Mahomes.
Robbie Gold.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
I got
Bears fans rolling over, and they're rolling over.
It would make sense.
31-28 Niners.
Wow. Ralph, you got an early one, babe?
There he is.
35-33 Chiefs.
I like where your head's at, just because you're on the Chiefs.
I'm
rooting for Andy because
Me too.
if we didn't win a Super Bowl, my rooting wouldn't be like
I'd be bitter.
I'd be bitter. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I'll just end up rooting for whoever I put money on for. It doesn't bother me either way.
Of
Like,
course
I'm not
it won't.
rooting for him. I'm not rooting
of
against
course I
him.
want it, but I'm putting money on the Chiefs, so it makes my rooting interest even more for Andy.
The recent fanboys of the 49ers that came out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
they're going to annoy me. Yeah,
So listen,
that's going to annoy me.
Hall of Fame talk real quick, and I have no problem with who got in.
Nope.
I have one major problem, though. Barry Bonds is, to me, regardless of steroids, a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer before steroids. And in a steroid era, I understand you not letting certain guys in. I get that. But you also, when you do this, you have to look at prior numbers. Prior numbers, Greg. You have to look at prior numbers when you do this, okay? You can't look at just, the steroid era, he took them, so he should be banned for life. And you disagree with that already.
I know. I disagree in the fact that I completely agree with everything you're saying, except for it shouldn't matter what the freak happened with Barry Bonds. This isn't the morality Hall of Fame. Yeah. This is the baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh, are you agreeing?
I absolutely agree.
Oh, I love you, man. We're welcome.
Wow.
Okay, good.
I agree with all of them.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens,
Okay.
Rafael
Yeah. All right,
Palmeiro,
good.
Edgar Martinez. You want me to go? I mean, put them in the Hall. They're the greatest
How
players.
do we know that all the
They're
other guys
best
at the
players?
Thank you.
There's other guys in the same generation.
You know why Ken
How do
Griffey Jr.'s career went down?
How do we
Because
know?
he wasn't taking steroids.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been hurt as much if he was taking steroids.
Or he got hurt more because of steroids. You don't know.
I don't think he was taking them, and I think it's
No,
why.
I don't think he was taking them either. He doesn't.
That's why his body shut down on him.
Yeah,
because he
no.
didn't have the extra juice.
He didn't have it. But listen, sometimes his body just shut down on you regardless.
Agreed.
But regardless, like I don't.
No, I hate.
I'm
You're
the same
absolutely
way.
correct. I don't want to cut you off and stop you on your
No,
rant.
no,
but
no. I don't
I
have
don't
like a
even
big
think.
rant.
I don't even think you have to look at prior numbers because you're absolutely correct. Barry Bonds is string bean Pittsburgh Pirates 50-50 kid at 20 years old.
Well, I mean, you look at it. Like,
He's a Hall of Famer in itself.
his first year, like his batting average, 223, 261, 283, 248, 301, 292, 311. And then you look at the 292 at now 26 years old, coming into his prime.
Yep.
You know, in 25, he batted 301. So you look at 301, 292. So 4 years, pre-juice, 33 homers, 25, 34, in a league that you didn't really hit. That's big-time numbers.
It was still in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, still in
And
Pittsburgh.
that was in a gigantic stadium.
Now, keep in mind this.
Three Rivers.
36 stolen bases, 32, 17, 32, 52,
Yep.
43, 39.
That 52. Wasn't he a 40-40 guy that year?
Well, because he had 36 doubles,
No, Homer.
34.
Okay.
He started
He was
that.
30-30-30, though.
Yeah, he was 30, 30, 30. And then, you talk about the Giants run. But if you just talk about, like, he would have continued to play until he was probably 35, say. So he didn't get as much, you take out some of the longevity of his numbers,
Yep.
and he's still a Hall of Famer. That's the crock of shit. Clemens, we don't know how long he took him for. We know he's a damn good pitcher, and he's a Hall of Fame pitcher when his eyes, when we first saw him,
Yep.
and early on in his career. And I don't know, man. And you're going to take everything away from that whole era then and take it away. You guys let
Like,
it happen. You guys all let it happen.
Exactly.
And now you're going to be, oh, my God, we're going to be against it now. Like, that's a joke. That's a joke. And that's turning your back on something you didn't care about back then. And you wanted your game to score more runs, and you wanted to be good for the viewers after the strike, and you let it all go down. Now look at everything pre-strike. A lot of these guys were Hall of Famers pre-strike, or would have been. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, I mean, you want longevity in your game. So you allowed it, right? You want longevity. You want the home run ball. You want all these things. And
half the guys in the Hall of Fame that happened before even television
yeah.
are some of the biggest scumbags of human life, yet they're in the Hall of Fame because of their baseball careers. Yep. That's what this should matter. It's your baseball career. It has nothing to do with, he took steroids or, they cheated or whatever, right? I mean, it's your stats. It's that. If you want to put him in, you should put him in. If you want to put a note at the end of their plaque, this was during an era where the whole entire league took steroids because we, Major League Baseball, let it happen, fine. But put him in the damn Hall.
Yeah, showing another one.
He just missed, too.
I know.
He missed by like 25
He'll get
votes.
in. He'll get in
next
year.
year.
But I'm just saying, Hall of Famer. You talk about Palmeiro. Palmeiro had one of the greatest swings we will ever see, that we probably ever seen. You know what I mean? So without juice, right? Mm-hmm. Barry, same thing. Okay? And so Ricky Henderson shouldn't have been in.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, how do you know Ricky wasn't juicing? How do you similar error to keep his longevity going? Yeah. You don't know. So now you on the guys you know are the guys you're going to hammer, and that's the part that gets me. You're going to let certain in, certain not, because you don't have proof or you don't care to have proof, right? And that's what bothers me. Barry Bonds when I was a kid could flat out play, and you watch him and you're like, this is one of the best players in baseball. So if you're one of the best players in baseball at 25, you're probably going to be close to, if not a Hall of Famer, by the time you're 33.
And even during the steroid eras, like you listen to him talk hitting, my man was looking for a pitch because he knew he wasn't getting pitched to, right? You knew during that time he wasn't getting pitched to at all.
Yeah.
He was looking for one pitch in a square inch, and he didn't miss.
And you're talking about – and then listen.
I don't care what steroids. You still got to hit that ball.
And when do you think he started taking them? The year he hit 73?
I'd probably go the year before.
When he had 49?
To kind of get used to it.
I mean,
kind of let his
he
body
was probably
grow
on it. But like as soon as McGuire and Sosa got cute, it was like, well, I'm better than both of you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he is.
And he is.
There's no question.
And he was. And it's sad. But listen, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I mean, that's a guy who's a Hall of Famer. And like you said, morality police, that's a great word because they're doing the same thing, and they haven't officially turned their back because they're not going to do it in the moment. But they're doing the same thing that the scandal of the cheating.
Of the cheating, absolutely.
Because dude, you act like you didn't know.
Yeah.
You just didn't care. That's why I said to me.
Look the other way.
Yeah, that's why I don't get fired up about it.
The baseball's tight.
Yeah,
you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, you're
Exactly.
cheating
You're
yourself.
cheating yourself.
It's like they want you to cheat, but only a certain way.
Yeah,
It's
like
it's ridiculous.
have you felt the seams on a Major League Baseball, or should I say, there is none?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a disgrace.
That's why I don't get worked up about all this cheating stuff, because at the end of the day, if the league's not getting worked up, why should I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the league is allowing it and all the purists are allowing it, why should I? Oh, no, it's not the game that I once grew up with. Screw that. It's entertainment.
What do you take,
Stop.
MVP awards away?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? That's my
What's
question.
more entertaining, home runs or shutouts? Friggin' home runs.
We're going to give out participation parades, for the
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Yeah,
what's more entertaining?
That's a joke.
The friggin' home runs or shutouts? Friggin' home runs.
For the casual.
Juice away.
For the casual.
For the casual.
Yes.
For the casual.
I might sit there and be like, ooh, let's go
love it. I mean,
let's go shutout.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
But
yeah,
I'm
I
a
like
junk.
it.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
a junk. He's a junk.
Yeah, I don't mind a good pitching duel.
I'm the same way.
You're absolutely
but
right.
for
The
what's
casual
better for the
fan-
game, growing the game, it's
it's after strike. After
Yes.
strike, they had to bring it back somehow. The numbers were down for like 4 or 5 years after the strike. The numbers were down, and then all of a sudden, Sosa and McGuire start coming in and hitting freaking 60 homers.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Bonds is like, okay, he's sitting around. And he goes, wait, he's still.
Yeah.
Watch this. Hold my beer.
I'm better than both of them combined.
Bill says asterisk should say everyone cheated, but this player was dumb and got caught. And then the one comment I wanted to read, Tristan, he says, just think about what we were all doing 2 years ago today.
Yep, don't start.
Yep. I said, don't you dare, Tristan. Don't
No,
you start
but
right
listen,
now.
it's been a good. It's been shut up. It's been you're a problem.
We're not even.
It's been a good. It's been a good run though.
Yeah.
And it's not over. And it really depends on this offseason and this draft.
Are you kidding me?
What?
How do you not know what he's talking about? Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Guys who just missed. Kurt Schilling.
Go ahead. Eagles Super Bowl.
Is it today?
No,
The run.
the run.
The
this
run.
week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't. You said today. 2 years ago today.
No,
Yeah,
it was the
we
NFC title. 2 years ago today was the NFC title.
And we
Okay.
were talking
Or the day,
about
or yesterday it was. Yesterday it was.
maybe recapping the game, talking about it, having some fun.
Yesterday it was. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary.
Some people remember, Tom.
We're here.
We remember the
I
good
rooted
times.
for the Patriots.
Oh my God!
I mean, you're on tape. You're on tape saying that, really?
Read your Hall of Fame.
No, I was just saying the
Maybe
guys
this will
that
be a right one.
the guys that just missed. Kurt Schilling probably by Larry Walker just got in at 76%
Yeah.
with 304 votes. So you probably figure 302,
He
300.
deserved to get in. It was
Schilling at 278. Just missed by 5%. Clemens with 242, probably about 60 away. Bonds at 241. So those guys. First ballot though, Omar Vizquel with 200. With almost over 50%.
Yeah, Omar's a Hall of Famer.
Scott Rowland with 35%.
Fuck out of here.
Billy Wagner, Sheffield, Helton, Ramirez, Kent, Jones, Sosa, Pettit, and Abreu all got
Who,
votes.
Manny?
Yeah. Again, another one of the best hitters in the history of the game.
Manny's
he
like
scratched with 28%. How's Manny Ramirez, one of the best right-handed hitters of all time, at 28%? It's an absolute
Was
joke.
Giambi even on that list?
No, John.
I know he was listed as like the
on the
qualifiers.
fake ballot.
Yeah, on the fake.
On the fake goddamn ballot. This is AM and the PM. Only on HUD Radio. Family, thanks for joining us tonight. Shows all week. Well, you won't have the hockey happy hour tomorrow. Or you might still. I don't know
The
if
hockey guys doing tomorrow?
they doing with no Maddie.
I'm not sure.
Well, you'll have lazy booking, and
Maybe hockey.
they'll let you know on that show.
Allegedly, hockey happy hour tomorrow.
Ryan will let
Allegedly.
you know
Yeah.
when he's producing it. They'll be on tomorrow. But anyway, shows all week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We love
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Check them out, family. For Tom Arnone, Greg Mwakovic, Ryan Brodo, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. No heater gate tonight, so we out. Peace.